Peace. So today's mathematics is wisdom born, which is the 29th. And wisdom born manifests knowledge. The same way that 2 and 9 equals 11. So I wanted to take a moment and just give you a brief overview and a practical example of how you can apply this to your everyday life. One of the things that I've recognized over the years, especially amongst the 5%, is this emphasis on words being the primary expression of what wisdom is. So for example, we may have this saying, oh, the God got swift wisdom, or yeah, the earth, she got swift wisdom, or this primary emphasis on words being wisdom, when that's not essentially what wisdom is. Wisdom, in terms of right discernment and judgment, is really nonverbal. True wisdom is expressed through ways and actions. Words are just the remark of wisdom. It's not wisdom in and of itself. So for example, if I were to sit here and say, yo, it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Somebody may sit there and say, yo, them words, that's wise words being spoken. That's what the wisdom is not in the words. Those words just remark about a certain action to take. And that action is having it and not needing it, then needing it and not having it. That's nonverbal. That is what the real wisdom is. That is what the real discernment or judgment is. It's not in the words. Because if a person's sitting here following the words, you can be easily led in the wrong direction. Why? Because a lot of times people's actions, or them judging things on a daily basis and discerning things on a daily basis, is not aligned with those words. An example of that is, you may be talking to somebody and they spitting all of this knowledge about sovereignty and being independent and self-determined and this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. And you ask them, okay, so where's your land at? Show me the land that you've invested in. Now they're giving you all of these excuses. And the only thing they are showing you that they own is some boxes of Jordans, or maybe this car that they just bought, they leasing off a lot. It's not really sovereignty. It's not real independence. And that's just where they actually are. Their words, or what they're using, is not aligned with the nonverbal expression of what wisdom really is as right discernment or right judgment. So think about this. Wisdom being nonverbal. When you look at your senses, those senses that manifest duality are the senses that are most likely used in terms of expressing the nonverbal idea of what wisdom is. What that means is, look at your sense of sight. You got two eyes. A person that's wise observes things twice as much than the average person that don't. They're looking twice as hard. A wise person listens twice as hard than the average person. The average person, it goes through one ear and right out the other. The person that is wise uses their sense of smell, and it's much more keen than the average person. Same thing with the sense of touch. A person that's wise double checks their work, and they work extra hard. All of those expressions in a sensory perspective are nonverbal. Nonverbal. When you look at people's mouths and what they are saying out of their mouth, that's a singularity. That's not expressive of knowledge. Even when we say that wisdom is a manifestation of knowledge, wisdom is twice as being aware, twice as being conscious, twice of being considerate of things. And like I said, the essence of it is really nonverbal and is aligned with those sensory aspects of ourself that represent duality. Our sight, our hearing, our sense of smell, and our sense of touch. So this is very important to keep in mind, because like I said, you have some people and they talk a lot, but whatever they're saying may not be aligned with whatever it really is. So this was inspiring, it was empowering, it was educational, and gave you a very practical example of how to not only identify what real wisdom is, but also how to extract it yourself. Observe things twice as much than the average person. Listen twice as much. Use your sense of smell twice as much than the average person, and double check your work. Work extra hard. All of this ain't got nothing to do with your mouth. So, peace.